Hello and welcome, beautiful people. Uh, we are right on the cusp of a new full moon that happens to be also a solar eclipse, which only happens when there is an eclipse in the full moon. So to honor that today, we're going to have a bit of a moon-based practice. And that this moon has been traditionally called either the beaver moon or the frost moon by the First Nation tribes here in North America. And that those two names had two different sort of like understandings depending on where in North America the First Nation tribes are experiencing this moon in November, which was the beaver moon, was that this was a time where beavers were working really, really diligently to make sure that their homes and their dams were secure enough to make it through the winter months, right? So there weren't any weak points, right? This idea of preparing for the season to come. Whereas the frost moon is more about what's happening outside, like frost. And I don't know where you are right now, but where I am, it is weirdly warm right now. So all the more reason to sort of tap into these traditions and lineages and root yourself in this time of year, even when the physical temperature experience outside might not reflect what this season generally represents, right? All the more reason to ground down into this work. So to do that, I wanted to show you a new mudra, which is called the mandala mudra. And so to do that, you take your left hand and you place it in your lap. And I'm just going to sit like closer to you so you can see me better, with the thumb up. And then you just gently place the right hand on top of the left and you bring the thumbs to touch, in the gesture of a circle, right? So like this full moon, this circle energy. And I'm just going to read this little snippet out of this mudra book. It's my absolute favorite mudra book. I highly, highly recommend it. Mudras for Healing and Transformation by Joseph and Lillian LePage. The artwork in here is phenomenal, and there's great meditations that go with each mudra and an explanation of what that mudra really assists with. And I loved this, like this sentence here. At a symbolic level, the circular shape of mandala mudra represents the unity of all creation, instilling a sense of our oneness with the entire web of life. As this sense of oneness becomes more complete, any remaining sense of separation is released, allowing us to experience all of life as a circle of unity. So we'll begin our practice today. It's a gentle evening practice in a comfortable seated position, coming into that mudra of the left hand. And here, I'll scooch back a little bit more so you can see what it looks like in my full body. So the left hand resting gently in the lap, and I'm choosing to sit on a cushion because I find that to just be more sustainable for staying in a seated posture. Nailed it. And then right hand on top of the left, and bring just the thumbs to touch, and then sit up nice and tall, lifting the crown, beginning to bring the awareness to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Whenever it feels right to you, you can allow the eyes to soften or close. Whatever is going to help you feel safe and present. The weight of the right hand resting in the support of the left hand. The very tips of the two thumbs touching to create this gesture of oneness and wholeness. As you begin the journey inward of following the breath, acknowledging that you have everything you need to be here and successful in this space. You have all the tools, all the skills, all the wisdom required to be here in a way that allows you to further your practice, to further your understanding of self. Honoring this time and space by committing to only moving in a way that's going to bring harmony and alignment to your physical being, this unity of all life present in your being. Beginning to deepen both the inhale and the exhale. And then inviting that exhale to be twice as long as the inhale, rooting you down firmly into the space and breathing deep here. I'd like to offer you a mantra to work with this mudra, this full moon mudra. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. Continuing with this phrase while breathing in through the nose and back out through the nose, letting the breath welcome those words into your body, and using the exhale to release anything that is keeping you on your journey of wholeness and oneness with the universe. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. A few more deep breaths here, imagining that you're breathing this phrase in all the way down to the bottom of your belly, feeling it expanding out like that beautiful full moon. And then exhale, pull that belly button back up and in, releasing the breath. Inhale, breathing and expanding out that soft belly. Exhale to squeeze, releasing every drop breath out so the next breath can be fresh and buoyant and new. Continuing with this soft belly breath or 3-part Dirga breath if you would prefer. Meditating on the idea of this wholeness, the completeness of this circle, perhaps even envisioning the full moon in your mind's eye. I'm taking 3 more breaths here. When you're ready, you can begin to flutter those eyes open, returning back to the space around you. And using an inhale to begin to make some circles with the nose. Using this physical presence, this physical practice of meditating on the shape of the circle, led by the movements of the nose. Really tucking that chin into chest as you come down. Inhale, lifting the gaze up towards the sky. So allowing now those circles to become larger. And acknowledging that no matter the size of the circle, it is still whole and complete, no more, no less than any circle that may be of larger size. Reverse going in the opposite direction. Mm. And find any sticking points, spots where you really feel that. Bring the hand up to the neck as you pause in that spot and massage it out. Give it a little extra love, awareness. Use the exhale to release that tension. That tension is keeping you from this wholeness, this unity that is your birthright. Mm. Remembering this is a safe space for sighs, moans, groans. All right, let those cells get smaller and smaller and smaller until you find the head is over heart, heart is over center. Mm. Inhale, bring one palm to the earth. Reach up with the other arm first, right up straight overhead. And then exhale out and over to the side. Mm. And seeing how this shape mirrors the crescent moon, another phase of the moon that comes with its own unique set of gifts and wisdom and lessons to learn. Settle in here and breathe. Oh, yeah. Let it out. Inhale brings you all the way back through to center. And exhale to journey on over to the other side. And as you work through your practice today, try working with this idea of bringing into your consciousness the wholeness of the universe. And as any images pop into your mind, any thoughts pop into your head about this concept, acknowledging that all of it is within you. Inhale to come all the way back through to center, and exhale, twist and turn, looking out past your back shoulder. Acknowledging that this full moon time is a time ripe with looking back since the new moon at your intentions, what has come to fruition, what is working, what do you need to readjust to complete your set tasks or agenda before the next new moon. So take these opportunities of looking back and behind you in this practice today to consider what is and is not working in the goals that you've set for yourself. Inhale, come through to center. Exhale, twist and turn, looking out past the back shoulder. Breathing deep here. One more big breath into the nose here. And exhale, twist and turn, returning back to center. Beautiful. Bring the soles of the feet in front of you to touch and just give the feet a little massage, a little bit of love. Some self-care rituals surrounding the full moon, in my opinion, absolutely essential, right? When you pair that gesture of looking back, of reviewing what's working, it's what's not, through the lens of self-care, self-love, you're so much more gentle with yourself, less likely to judge and shame, which will then keep you from achieving those goals that you've set for yourself, right? Working your way down the feet, rubbing and loving. That may not have been appropriate. All right, when you're ready, grab either the shins or you could place the finger and wrap them around the toes with a lot. And then inhale to lift and lengthen tall through the crown. Exhale to melt the shoulders down the back body and breathe here. Feel this hip opener, acknowledging that the closer the feet are to the pelvis, the deeper the stretch will be. So if you'd like to adjust it, more power to you, my friend. This is your practice. Oh, big deep breaths here. An option even to just like gently sway side to side. Even round the shoulders and come forward now. Once again, you could do that with the rocking. You could extend the arms straight out. And you can return to that mantra, that phrase from before. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. It can be freedom in form. Love that. Exhale, see if you can forward fold just a little bit further here. When you're ready, use an inhale, fire up the muscles of those bellies and roll back up to that seated position. Inhale, extend one leg straight out in front of you, bend the other knee, sole of the foot flat to the earth. And then you have two options here. You can just keep the hand on the outer edge of the knee, or opposite hand on the outer edge of that knee, or you can sweep that arm out across you, hug that knee, and then swim the other arm back in behind, pressing into that hand to lift and lengthen tall through the crown, coming into a twist. Once again, that self-observation through the lens of love and compassion towards self. Breathing deep here. Keep that strong connection to the breath into the nose and out through the nose. Breathing deep. Inhale to come back through the center, unravel, unwind, come to the other side. Decide if you'd like that opposite hand on the outer edge of that knee, or if you want to reach out and across, hugging that knee in closer to the body, and then swimming the opposite hand back and behind, right behind the sits bones, really pressing into the earth to help you lift and lengthen tall through the crown, all while keeping head over heart, heart over center. And then exhale, twist and turn. Breathe here. Each inhale, an opportunity to lift and lengthen. Each exhale, an opportunity to see if you can twist just a little bit further. Reflect just a little bit more. Inhale to unravel, unwind, come back to center. If you were using any props, you can move those out of the way and then roll forward onto hands and knees, coming into tabletop pose. Nice flat back here, tucking that belly button up and in. Hands or fists under shoulders. And then inhale, drop the belly down, tilt the pelvis, open the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the belly button up and in, chin to chest. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. A few more breath cycles here, following your own timing. And contemplating on these two shapes. I think they perfectly resemble the new moon and the full moon. This yin and yang, this balance of light and darkness that is perpetuated around us and that lives within our own very being. A perfect unity, knowing that we need the shadow and we need the light. Inhale to come to a nice flat back. Exhale, extend the right leg straight out back and behind, tuck the toes under and just rock back and forth on that leg. Take deep breaths. Keep that strong connection to the abdomen. Inhale, bring that knee back down to the earth, and then coming to the other side. Big deep breaths. Using them to ground your practice at the end of the day. Bring that knee back to center. Inhale, lift the left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, bring that arm under the other arm, but keep the shoulder off the earth. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale, this time bring that left shoulder all the way down to the earth, left side of the head to the earth. Right arm can stay where it is. You could walk it to the front of your mat, or you could lift it up and overhead depending on how much heat you'd like to bring to your practice. And breathe. One more big breath into the nose. And exhale, lower that right hand back to the earth. Slide it back under the shoulder. And inhale, press into that hand, returning back to that tabletop position, realigning, coming back into your integrity. And then inhale, lift that right hand towards the sky. Exhale, bringing that arm under the other arm. Inhale to lift. Exhale to twist. Breathing deep here, letting that breath guide you, glide you in and out of these movements. One more big breath in, exhale. This time, lower that right shoulder all the way to the earth, right side of the face to the earth. Left hand can stay where it is. Extend it straight out overhead or lift it up towards the sky. Oops. Breathing deep. Eyes can soften or close if you want. One more big breath in here. And exhale, lower that hand back down to the earth, pressing back up to a tabletop position. This time, walking the hands towards the front edge of the mat. Big breath in and exhale, melt the forehead down towards the earth. Big deep breaths. One more big breath cycle here. And then inhale, lift your hands back under the shoulders, pressing yourself back to that tabletop position for just a moment. Knees together, toes together, melting back into child's pose or extended child's pose. Bringing the forehead to the earth or a block and pausing for 4 breaths here. Working with that mantra again. In this circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. Inhale to begin to slowly rise up to a seated position, abdomen engaged, lifting tall through the core. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. So whichever end of your mat you're on, if your left side, you're going to tuck your left toes under. If you're on the right side, you're going to tuck your right toes under. But tuck whichever toes are closest to the short end of the mat. Bring your hands to the earth and extend the opposite leg straight out. Heel, like you're balancing on that heel, toes lifted. Toes are tucked under here. And then inhale, find that lift and lengthen again. Hands can stay on the earth, or you can inhale, bring them up to heart center. Whoop. Or you can try and you can wiggle and wobble. Whoop. And that's part of the journey too, right? Maybe it's just one hand. Well, maybe that's what we need to do here today. Breathing deep. Finding that center. If you can balance and take your hands off the ground, can you come into that mandala mudra, that symbol of wholeness, of unity, a divine balance? Big deep breath in. If the hands are lifted down, use the exhale to bring them back to the earth. And then you're going to take the hands and walk yourself through to the other side. So take all the time you need to move in a way that's loving and compassionate to the body here. And once you're in here, you feel solid, you feel sturdy. Try to lift those hands up, acknowledging that each side is different. Just because one thing worked on one side doesn't mean it's going to work on the other, and vice versa. A few more breaths here. Perhaps even closing the eyes to meditate on that vision of the full moon, this frost moon or beaver moon, whichever works for you. All right, big deep breath in. If those hands are lifted, use that exhale to lower them to the earth. And then everyone turn to face the short end of the mat that's closest to you. Tuck that back toe under. We're coming in to a runner's lunge here. So front knee over front ankle. You can slide that back leg back if you'd like to. You can come to the top of those toes or tuck the toes under, yogi's choice. And if you want to, you can bring blocks over to help get that lift and lengthen in that nice flat back. Notice how I went from the rounded shoulders to the nice flat back. Pausing here and breathing. Pull that right hip back, left hip forward to square this towards the front of the mat. Now you can stay here or inhale. You can bring the hands to the knees or lift the hands all the way up overhead, activating the abdomen. I like that, abdominating. I might use that from now on. Coming into the shape that's similar to the 3/4 moon. Option to lift the gaze, look up and overhead. Breathing deep, feeling the inhale enter through the nose and exhale as it leaves through the nose. Cool air entering the body, warm air exiting the body. Big deep breath into the nose and exhale, float those hands back down towards the earth. Move those blocks slightly back if you're using them, or just bring the hands back about 6 inches. And then exhale, pull that right hip back, toes come up off the earth to point towards the face. Exhale, come forward, front knee over front ankle, opening up that heart space. Exhale to pull that hip back, coming into a runner stretch. So moving with the breath here, a graceful flow and bow. I inhale. The next time you come forward, you can move any props you're eating out of the way, but keep them close by. Firmly plant those hands to the earth. Step the front leg back to meet the back leg. Coming into that tabletop pose in. Do some hip circles here. Right. Welcoming that gesture of the circle into all the parts of the body. And then reverse, going in the opposite direction. Right, let those circles get smaller and smaller, returning back to center. And then whichever leg you didn't do before, inhale, lift that straight out, back and behind. And then exhale to bend that knee, step the foot all the way up and through. Hands can come to the earth, or if it would be more advantageous for you, bring those blocks on over to either side of that foot. Help you lift and lengthen tall through the crown. Breathe deep. Remember, you can slide that back leg back a little bit if you'd like to deepen that stretch. Gaze softly on the earth in front of you, keeping the neck in alignment with the spine. And then choosing if you'd like to stay here. You'd like to use an inhale to lift the hand to the knees, or use that inhale to lift the hands all the way up to the sky, remembering that just because you try something doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can try it out. You can explore it and be like, nah, not my favorite thing, and change it a little bit to meet your needs. Breathing deep here. Use that breath to ground you into this energy of the union. One more big breath into the nose. And exhale, float the hands back down to the blocks or the earth. And then on that next exhale, beginning that run or stretch, pulling that hip back, Toes come and point towards the face. Exhale to come forward. Open up that heart space. Beginning to flow. Excuse me. Ooh. Honestly, I've needed to do that since we started practicing. I've been waiting patiently. Oh, a few more breath cycles here. The next time that you inhale to come forward, pause and hold. Move those blocks on out of the way. Bring your hands firmly down to the earth. Step that foot back. Return to that tabletop one last time. We're just going to pendulum swing the hips side to side, but when the hips come to one side, look over that shoulder at them, coming into a side stretch on the opposite side of the body. So let the breath guide you here. Perhaps use an inhale to move to one side, an exhale to pause and sustain, and then that next inhale to come to the other side. A few breaths here. Inhale to come all the way back through to center. Bring your knees in front of you. Oh, come on to the sits bones. Bring your tush to the middle of your mat and exhale to soften yourself down to the ground. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your right leg up and over your left thigh, coming into a figure 4 shape. From here, this is already like you feel the stretch in the psoas. Then that's great. Maybe you just work with pressing the right leg a little bit farther away from the body, keeping that foot nice and active here. Or inhale, lift that left foot up off the earth, bringing the shin and calf to be parallel to the earth. Or perhaps you want to interlace the fingers back behind that thigh while also working to push that right knee away from the body. And hold, whatever you're choosing. Pause here for 3 breaths. Long and luxurious in through the nose and out through the nose. And bring your awareness back to the space, back to each other. Exhale, float that knee down, landing that foot, unravel, unwind that leg, and then come on up and over to the other side here. Choosing once again how far you want to go into this pose. What is gonna serve this side? This side is my much tighter side. What's gonna serve you here? What's gonna bring you to the edge of this posture where you feel it everywhere and nowhere at the same time? Breathing deep. Staying fully present and embodied in this moment by using the breath to ground in to the idea of unity with all around you, bringing you into harmony in your existence, wholeness in your existence. One more big breath into the nose here, and exhale, slowly lower that foot back down to the ground. Unravel, unwind the legs here, bring the feet to be the width edge of the mat, and windshield wiper the legs side to side. Mm. All right, for our last pose, we're gonna do legs up the wall. So if you don't have any wall space available to you, a doorway also works really well for this. So bring the knees back up to center. Determine where your wall space is. Mine is right here, it's quite convenient. And then come in at the wall sideways. Like my tush is like right up on this wall right now. And then from here, begin to twist and turn while simultaneously extending the legs up the wall. You could bring a hand to the heart, a hand to the belly, arms out at either side, palm up. You can come into cactus arms if you want to add a little chest opener to this. Just surrender. We're going to hang here for about 2 minutes. Eyes can soften or close. And return to that mantra. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, experience my essence as freedom and unity. In the circle of wholeness of my true being, I experience my essence as freedom and unity. Also an option to return to that soft belly breath from the beginning of practice, or Dirga breath, the 3-part yogic breath. Now, my beloved yogi, you have a choice to make. Do you want to stay here with your legs up the wall as your Shavasana? Or would you rather come into the more traditional shape corpse pose of lying on the floor? Whatever you do, do it with intention and care, moving with love and kindness towards a sacred body that is a representation of everything in the universe. It is all reflected in your being. So take the time to honor that. Move with respect for this body. Getting ultra comfy, ultra cozy. And breathing. Drifting off into Shavasana, where your body can integrate the work of your practice into a sustaining gesture for this vessel, this being of your body and mind and breath. When you're ready, you can begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Wherever you are, however you took the Shavasana, begin to slowly move, deepening the breath in the body, coming back to the space. And then gently, gently, with all the love and gusto, making your way up towards a comfortable seated position. My feet feel amazing. Inhale to lift and lengthen tall through the crown, bringing the hands to heart center and using the exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. Closing our practice with 3 ohms. We will also make that moon shape with your mouth. Big breath in. Oh. 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 My wish for you on this day, every day that follows, peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my love, be well, and we'll see you next time. Take care.